2,500 years ago, beneath the burning sun of the Nile Valley, a storm was quietly forming. A storm not of wind or sand, but of destiny in the sacred land of Kemet, where the gods once walked among men. Peace had been shattered. Northern Egypt had fallen under the rule of the Hyksos foreign kings. With strange customs, advanced weapons, and no mercy, they brought chariots pulled by roaring horses, and their cities were guarded by towering walls. In the south, the ancient city of Thebes stood as the last stronghold of native Egyptians. It was here that a boy named Ahmose was born. His birth was marked by omens of falcons circling the temple, a flash of lightning with no storm. The priests whispered that he had been chosen. But chosen for what? His father, Tao, was a proud but aging king who dared to defy the Hyksos. His skull, cracked open in battle, would one day be found in a royal tomb, proof of his final, brutal stand. Then came Ahmose I's brother, fierce and determined, but his war against the invaders ended too soon. Now, with his family gone, the weight of an entire nation rested on the shoulders of a teenage boy. But Ahmose was not like other boys. He trained in the arts of war, swordplay, chariot riding, archery. But he also studied the ancient scrolls, the stars above, and the gods below. He listened to the wind, to the river, to the voices of ancestors in his dreams. He knew that victory would not come from strength alone. One night, Ahmose disappeared from the palace. He followed a dream. Some say it was sent by Ammon himself. Guided by a serpent carved in gold and a hawk feather left on his doorstep, he journeyed deep into the desert. There, buried beneath the sand, he found a forgotten temple swallowed by time. Inside, silence ruled. But on the far wall, he found an ancient symbol glowing faintly in the darkness. A prophecy carved in stone, and a riddle that even the high priest could not solve. What is born in silence grows in darkness, but brings light to the throne. What did it mean? Was it a warning, a clue, or a secret weapon hidden by the ancients? Ahmose returned to Thebes changed. He said nothing of what he had seen, but those who looked into his eyes knew he had glimpsed something powerful and dangerous. In the years that followed, Egypt would tremble. Hyksos kings would watch in horror as a new power rose in the south, leading a rebellion that would echo across the ages. For the next centuries, native Egyptian rulers would carve their names in history. Building monuments to gods and to themselves, they would wage war on Kush, Nubia, and the Levant. All the way to the Euphrates River, their enemies would fear their might, their gods and their pharaohs. Their riches would fund grand temples, and their armies would march like the tides of the Nile, ever forward, ever unstoppable. But it all began with one boy, a boy who dared to listen to the whispers of the past, a boy who faced his destiny in the darkness. This is not just history. This is the hidden story behind the rise of the new kingdom, a story of gods, war, betrayal, and rebirth. This is the story of Ahmose, and this episode is just the beginning. The world of ancient Egypt is full of danger, intrigue, and adventure. The pharaohs, kings of the Nile, is a journey through 3,000 years of lost kingdoms, hidden tombs, and forgotten magic. Every episode is a new adventure with epic battles, shocking betrayals, and daring escapes as we explore the greatest moments of the pharaohs, who built their legacy on the banks of the Nile, who are the real enemies of ancient Egypt, uncover the truth behind the myths and the enemies of the pharaohs. And don't miss our upcoming episodes, including the lost city of the Amazon warriors, real Egyptian underworld, and the mystery of Cleopatra's last stand. The adventure is only beginning. Subscribe now and follow this series right here on the channel.